Hello and welcome back to the channel for another video. I just want to say that this video is being recorded before Emily's second part comes out, although it will most likely go out afterwards, because I don't think that this video is going to lose meaning in between now and then. Anyway, onto the video. As of writing this, Shannon, Creepshow Art, has not made a response or apology for anything that she's been accused of recently since the locale stuff. So then, what is this video about? Well, in 2020, a YouTuber made a video calling her out, in a video called The Faults of Creepshow Art, and she responded to it, or apologized if you want to say that, in a video entitled Acknowledging My Faults. So this video is to look at how she goes about addressing things and or apologizing. Just to clarify before I get any further into the video, this video is not to take sides in the drama from last year. It is, as I said, to demonstrate how Shannon addresses things. If you want to just see the part about Shannon's video, here's the timestamp where you can go to that section. It'll also be in the description. There'll be a few chapters. It should also be noted that the Faults of Creepshow Art is not publicly on the Apologised channel anymore, and for that reason I won't mention them by name, but I will break down their video, so you have a bit of an understanding as to the context of Shannon's video. The video is broken into multiple sections, and it starts with Who is Creepshow Art, which, apart from giving the usual Creepshow Art is an artist thing, also goes briefly into how her content changed over time, and even talks briefly about her first big viral video. The second section is entitled Crossing a Line, which starts off by going into an incident where Shannon spoke about Jacqueline Hill's father and said something that this creator thought crossed the line, and for context reasons I'll play it for you. Also for context, Jacqueline was involved in some controversy about makeup around that time.
This man is the man who put his hoo-ha into someone else to make Jacqueline. So I guess we know where she learned how to bold-face lie online. So much so that she made an entire brand off it. And like him, like they both made brands off this. Oh my god, I'm losing it. I am losing it. There's total crackhead energy right now. Jacqueline, despite being apparently estranged from him since about 2012, has never mentioned this.
The next section is about someone called Karina Satori, which I personally hadn't heard of prior to this video. The section could have been shorter and just been Shannon said some things about Karuna in a video that were uncalled for, and they had a heated back and forth on Twitter, and Karuna apologized but Shannon didn't, although they thought that Shannon should have apologized too in the situation. I will admit that I did additional research into this because I was really confused by the timeline, and the video came after the apology DM and the tweets from Karuna, and the DM from Karuna was shown by Shannon in her video, the anti-vax defending ASMR channel Karuna Satori, which also offers a lot more context. Although I do agree in this sense that maybe it should have just stayed in DMs when Karuna apologized, but it didn't. And it seems like it was pretty public in general. Karuna made a video about Shannon that is no longer on Karuna's channel, although in all honesty, I think it was made in response to Shannon's video anyway. But yes, it would be nice if it was kept between the two, privately, but content I guess. Take a Twitter fight and make a video about it, I suppose. The third section of the video is about someone called Strawberry Milk, and this section is very brief and not worth going into. In short, it surrounds a video that was surrounding some questionable not safe for work art. Then the video talks about false accusations that she made in another video, and how a lot of her content was at the time quite emotionally driven, and how some of it was poorly researched, and that she could have been sued for slander or libel in some cases. So, how did Shannon respond to this video? Well, let's look into it. The video is called Acknowledging My Faults. In a bit of a strange mood, she starts off the video by complimenting the creator of the video made about her. She also then goes on to say that she has changed because that's what people do, and then explains kind of how she got to where she was at that point. And then until the 3-minute mark or so, she rambles on about not much. The first thing she speaks about is the strawberry milk situation, which was the third part of the original video, where she says that it was wrong of her to do. Why would you start with the third section of a video in your response is a bit beyond me. But hey, she took some accountability there, and said that she wasn't educated on the subject at the time. Then she goes on to talk about the last part of the video, which is about a video she made regarding Jakey Haunts. if that's how you pronounce it, saying that the person involved had tried to trigger her and she was emotional during that video, but that didn't mean she should have misrepresented what she said, and that there's parts of the video she agrees with in some form, although interestingly enough, there is no apology explicitly offered. It's more of a, yes, I was wrong about that, let's move on kind of thing. Shannon then goes on to talk about the first point made in the video about Jacqueline Hill's father. She goes on to talk about the joke she made about how Jacqueline gets lying from her father, saying that it was a joke and that she didn't mean anything by it because lying isn't genetic. Shannon doesn't address the fact that she made the claim her dad was a cult leader, just leave that out of it. In fact, even Jacqueline called her out about it at the time, calling it absolutely disgusting. She says that she was okay to make the video because they're both public figures and says that for that reason the video is still up, which these days can kind of be debated because it's online but it's unlisted. So if you're scrolling through her uploads, you shouldn't be able to find it. She then goes on a tangent about DMs with another creator, which was claimed in the original video that she was standoffish and defensive about the situation, which is a bit of a strange thing to hyper-focus on in a video about your faults, but whatever, I guess. Shannon goes on to address the Karina Satori situation, and she mentions something interesting that definitely offers context surrounding her interactions with Karuna. So that's something, including mentioning the rewired soul and that is why she didn't respond to Karuna initially, because Karuna had associated with the rewired soul and continued to after she, Karuna, apologized to Shannon. She says the rewired soul made comments about her that she thought were essentially out of line, she being Shannon, which makes sense in the situation. Shannon says that Karuna had publicly misrepresented their interactions and posted the apology message prior to Shannon's video. The video was okay because Karuna had already made it public on Twitter, essentially. The video that Shannon made is interesting in a few ways. For example, it does not offer a single screenshot throughout the entire video to back up anything. It's more of a believe me or don't, or find it for yourself if you're curious kind of thing, which I don't think helps her case at all. There also isn't a single apology in this video, but there's a lot of if you disagree that's fine, but let me justify almost everything anyway. This video offers almost nothing additional than you get if you watch all the content that's spoken about. There's a few things mentioned that may be useful context-wise, but they aren't offered ever. It is also made as if everyone has seen the video she's responding to, which offers a lot more context than Shannon's. If I had to guess, if the only video you saw in the situation was Shannon's, you'd be a bit confused. And also, sorry if this video lacks context. I'll do my best in post-production, is that what's called, while I'm editing, to find some screenshots and offer some context. Hopefully it makes sense to you. If this is anything to go off in regards to a potential response video to Emily, it's not going to be anything like people are after. It may just offer deflection and justification and conveniently leaving things out, but who knows, things may have actually changed. I mean, honestly, just defending what you can actually defend or offer context to is a smart idea. As long as your audience isn't smart enough to look past the blindfold, otherwise you may just come unstuck. Hopefully this was somewhat interesting, and thanks for watching and have a nice day, and peace.